Stand up, New York Giant fans. What is going on, Bad Dog? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing a lot better. You feel better when your team is 500. We ain't been here since 2016.
First time in 3 years we've been 500. I see Batgirl posted that link of me singing last night to her. Go and check that out. That was funny. What's going on, Afghanistan? Rob Fandaluna, Little Munchie, Andy Garcia, City for Real, Rickson in the house, Afghanistan, MH, Dominic in the house, Chad in the house. Thank you to everybody for being here. Don't forget to hit that hello and bye. All right, Chad, thank you for popping in. It was good to see you. Don't forget to hit that like, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Ginger in the house, Giants Kid in the house. Thank you. And don't forget to go into the description and sub up Bad Dog Sports. What's going on, Johnny Morawski, Lake Jeffrey King? Thank you. Real New York Giants Mafia in the house.
Who's back?
What?
Look who's back.
Who's back? Oh, Central Coast Climate. Triple C, a fellow Paisan. What's going on? Dan B in the house. Thank you to everybody for being here. We do appreciate everybody for being here. We got a big game coming up, and the New York Giants, the defense has woken up a little bit. We get Golden Tate back this week. Daniel Jones third start. We got a lot of positivity going through Giants land right now.
It is amazing. And I'm trying to wrap my head around where the Redskins. I'm thinking to myself, is the Redskins offense just that bad? Because they're not good. We know they're not a good team. But they put up a lot of points on Philly. They scored on Dallas. They didn't score on us. We turned the ball over 4 times. They got 3 points. We had more turnovers than they had points. That defense, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. Anytime I get on a player's ass, the next game they come out and ball out. Janoris Jenkins was awesome.
I got one for you. Tampa Bay, our opponent the week before. They go out, they score 55 on the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Maybe there's a little something to it. We're going to have to wait and see. Of course, the Redskins were without some of their old linemen. Terry McLaurin's out. You got to take everything into account.
Yep.
I made a video on this today, and I know you're a busy man. Probably didn't get to see it. I think a big part of the defense's success over the last 6 quarters has been the conversion rate on third down. When you look at Eli Manning's third down conversion rate, it was 23%.
They're 5 for 24. Yep.
Has been 54. It would rank second in the league right now.
We talked about it ad nauseum about how converting third downs keeps your defense off the field, keeps them fresh, extends your drives. Our time possession, like you said, you look at the first 2 games, we got crushed. You look at the last 2 games, we've been ahead. And, the game against Tampa, I don't know what the final stats were, but there was one point we were 6 for 11 on third down, and I think that was in the third quarter.
Right.
And I said, we've converted more third downs in a half and a half, 2.5 quarters than we had in the first 2 games. It's a huge difference because, again, it keeps the defense off the field. It keeps them fresh. And, your offense is scoring points. It's a beautiful thing, man. I'm excited. This team is turning the corner a little faster than I thought. And, we win this week, man. People are going to start taking it seriously. Still nobody wants to take it seriously. Like, Eagle fans are like, oh, you suck. Like we're not on the same level with them. We have the same record.
At the end of the day, your record is what you are, right? Isn't that what Parcells used to say, right? You are what your record says. So, we're both 2-2, and you look back at our losses. The Bills are 3-1, right? And they barely lost to the Patriots. Cowboys are 3-1. Tampa looks good when they don't play us. So, maybe there's something to it. We're going to have to wait and see. Running back worries me a little bit. Both guys fumbled last week. Got to worry there. And the Vikings do have a very strong defense. So we'll start on that side of the ball. What's your keys for the Giants offensively going against this Minnesota Vikings defense?
Well, before we get into, I was just wanted to say, I don't think the Patriots scored an offensive touchdown. Their touchdown came on a block punt. Right. Brady was terrible in that game. So the fact that we actually put up some points on them is pretty good. Keys, it's the same every week. Run the ball. You have to mix up your play and your passing and your running. You got to have an equal balance. And again, I think Daniel Jones needs to use his legs, convert those third downs, keep the defense on the field. We can't have turnovers against Minnesota. We turn it over 4 times against them, we're going to get killed. So they have a really, really tough offense. I think I'm more concerned about that than their defense. And they're not a great road team. Definitely having this in MetLife Stadium helps us a lot more. I think it's an advantage to us. But that offense with Diggs and Thielen and Rudolph and especially Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook worries me more than anybody else on this team because he can do it all. He's a great runner. He's a great pass catcher, and he's really dangerous out of the backfield. I worry about getting no Tate Davis. We bringing up guys from the practice squad. I can't say that guy's name. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just say Josiah.
Josiah, right. So we bring him up from the practice squad. So I'm a little concerned about that mismatch. But we've owned Cousins in the past. Got to get. I think this is a game where you got to blitz. I don't think you can allow Cousins to have time. I know it's risky because they got two fantastic wide receivers, and we saw what Evans did to Janoris Jenkins. But I think you're gonna have to take chances because you can't let Diggs and Thielen and Rudolph run around for 5 seconds and not get to Kirk Cousins. Yeah. He's not Case Keenum. He's not Dwayne Haskins. Those guys miss throws. I mean, twice Quinn ran right down the field, right past Grant Haley. So we can't have that against Kirk Cousins. They'll kill us.
Yeah, great point you bring up there. And the key to this game on defense is got to be to stop the run. Dalvin Cook leads all of football in rushing yards. And as far as Cousins goes, Cousins has not been playing that well. Even with all the weapons that they have provided, got to stop the run. So the defensive front is going to play a big, vital part in this game. And we're short-manned at that middle linebacker position. Obviously, Mayo's probably going to start. Stupar, would imagine, would probably be the other starter if Tate Davis can't play. So that is a concern. Two guys that, special teams players are going to be starting in the middle. So that's definitely a concern. The pass rush has played a lot better the last 6 quarters. Golden now with 3.5 sacks. 2 sacks from Zimenez. They've got 10 sacks as a team, and really, I would say at least 7 or 8 have come in the last 6 quarters, and they've created 5 turnovers in the last 6 quarters. So they've got to continue to do that, and the only way you're going to do that is getting pressure on the quarterback. But it's going to be hard to leave guys like Jenkins in single coverage against these receivers.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen DeAndre Baker do very well since he went to press coverage. Now, press covering Thielen or Diggs is much different than press covering oh, God, what was the guy's name on the Rams? Oh, God, I can't remember his name. Shoot. I can't remember the guy that he covered in the Rams or who he was covering.
We didn't play the Rams.
Not the Rams. I'm sorry. The Bucks.
Oh, the Bucks.
Godwin. Yes. He said, the guy kept asking where's Godwin. Well, he shuts down Godwin. He shuts down whoever the hell he was guarding against, Paul Richardson, whoever he was guarding last week.
Right.
These 2 receivers are much different. But I agree with you. I think everything starts to stop the run. I think maybe Betcher needs to design some run blitzes because you don't want Dalvin Cook getting loose in the secondary. You don't want them to be able to run the ball because that, again, they're going to win time of possession, and that's going to enhance their passing game. So I think got to make a concerted effort to stop the run and make Kirk Cousins beat you. Kirk Cousins isn't great, and like I said, we've owned him before, so we'll see what we can do.
Oh, John Letourneau, thank you so much for the super chat, man. $5 super chat. Bends the knees. He says, stand up, the entertainer. Go ahead.
Stella!
Bad Dog, y'all are the best cannoli brothers. Please sing. Can't do it. Can't say, oh, it's your 40th birthday tomorrow. I can't. I can't say that, John, but happy birthday. You're a phenomenal subscriber. You're a phenomenal supporter to both of us. I can't sing that song. We can't do it.
The Big 4. Oh, wow. I was there a few years ago. It's a lovely ride, John. It's a lovely ride. Yeah, I don't sing anyway. Maybe Chris can sing you a happy birthday or something. We ain't singing that. We ain't singing that song, not even on a bet.
Happy birthday to you. John, thank you, man. Devon Griffin in the house. Monk in the house. Madden Football in the house. Ken in the house. Thank you to everybody for being here. Noah Kale here. We, of course, are going to take questions. We want to talk a little bit more about the matchups, how the Giants have been playing, the offense and the defense. So, we were talking a little bit before we went live about the running back.
Right.
Obviously, Hillman, fumbles. Gallman, they got some production, but fumbling. There's still guys out there. Do you think they should bring these guys in?
I think they should take a look at it. I mean, is Hillman your answer? I mean, Gallman did play well.
Yes, he
did. Minus the fumble, but that's been a problem with him. So there's definitely guys that they could look at. Jay Jai is one that I'll probably do a video on tomorrow. I don't know why they haven't looked at him. I'll go into more detail about that tomorrow. I don't really know who else is. I forgot they brought in Benny Cunningham.
Anderson, I think, still available.
C.J. Anderson's out there, right? I guess they just don't like these guys. I know they brought Cunningham in for to look at him, Benny Cunningham, but I guess they decided against him. I don't know, it's just that
a few other veterans. I think Fozzie Whitaker.
Yep.
I think there was one other guy. I can't remember.
Zach Zenner's out there.
Zenner, that was the other guy they brought in.
So I don't know, maybe they just don't want to pay these guys. Maybe they just want to do it from within. We don't have a ton of cap space. So maybe they're just looking to do it from within. I mean, from what I understand, Barkley's out of his boot. I mean,
I heard that.
Already, yeah, so maybe
Still don't
they
want to rush
expect
him, though. Don't rush him.
Oh God, definitely not. Definitely not. You don't want to hurt him. Although that's a bone thing, so that's not a tendon. You ain't got to worry about those getting hurt. Your bones will heal when they heal. So it's not like you're going to get out there, your bone's healed, you're going to hurt your bone again. And that's not how that works. A tendon, if it's not completely healed, you can really hurt that again. So
absolutely.
No tendon.
Dilly. $2 super chat from Triple C Central Coast Climber, big Jaguars fan. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, glad to be back. Who you got winning the AFC South? I was actually just on Fisk's channel doing the podcast that we do every week, and we talked about that. And Central Coast Climber, that division is such a tough division because the Titans look great one week. They look bad the next. The Jaguars are starting to get production out of Minshew, and they got a strong defense. The Texans, I don't know what to think about them. They're like a fantasy team, but they don't – there's something missing there. And
Their coach sucks.
And the Colts, I was convinced, but then they lose to the Raiders. Like, I was like, they got their identity, but then they lose to the Raiders. If I had to pick a team right now, I'm picking his Jaguars to win the division.
No T.Y. Hilton killed the Colts.
Yeah.
That hurt them. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough division. I still like the Texans, but Bill O'Brien's crap. That team's way too good to not be getting deep into the playoffs. Way too good. Way too much talent. DeAndre Hopkins, I know they lost their running back at the beginning of the year, but still, I mean, you got Deshaun Watson, you got Will Fuller, you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got J.J. Watt on the other side of the ball. They added Laramie Tunsil. I mean, they should be killing teams. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, they're loaded. But I think I would go with the Jaguars to win. And matter of fact, and what's going on, Lamel Sinclair? Thank you for being here. James in the chat. And then we're going to obviously get back to the Giants. But matter of fact, I would go as far to say that the Jaguars, you can make an argument because of the makeup of their team. If Minshew could keep doing what he's doing, pose the biggest threat to knock off either the Patriots or the Chiefs in the playoffs. In the AFC. I'm not saying anybody poses a threat, but they pose the biggest.
Nobody poses a threat to Belichick and Brady.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm just saying, if I had to pick one team outside of the Chiefs, it would probably be them.
Yeah.
But there's no great team in the AFC outside of those two.
There really isn't. I think Andy Reid poses a threat to the buffet. I think that. Always got to get an Andy Reid joke in there. For William Watson, I know he enjoys that.
I believe in that Jaguars defense. And the Chargers, I mean, they've been disappointing to me. I believe in that Jaguars defense. But we'll see.
The Chargers have been disappointing forever.
Yeah.
Ever.
But
even in the early 80s when they had Air Coryell, they could never get past the team. Ever. They always losing. Always. The team always loses in the playoffs.
Yeah, but let's get back. I want to talk about Golden Tate a little more. I think he fits this offense so perfectly. And now we bring him back. They obviously cut Benny Fowler today, so he's no longer a Giant, which makes sense.
TJ Jones, another one they got rid of.
TJ Jones they cut as well. But Golden Tate brings that added element to this offense, and it's a guy, we've been so good on third down conversions, he's only going to help that because he's perfect for that. He's kind of like what Wayne Corbett was for the Jets. Obviously, hopefully a little better. He's good, great after the breaking tackles and everything else, but I love that pickup in the West Coast offense. He's perfect for those 3rd and 4th situations.
Yeah, he's a little bit like Cole Beasley, the guy that can make those quick slants. But the thing with Golden Tate is he makes a lot of tacklers miss. He's really good after the catch. And again, I've talked about this before. He's such a good blocker down the field. He and Sterling Shepard are two of the best blocking wide receivers you're going to see. And again, these are things that don't show up in the box score. You don't see blocks in the box score. But when you have a long run or you have a long reception, it's due to a wide receiver blocking down the field. Evan Ingram's long touchdown run long touchdown reception, it was like an 8-yard pass, and he ran down the sideline because Sterling Shepard sealed that up for him to get down the sideline, and he was gone. Right. So those guys that go out of their way to block downfield, which is something you never saw Odell Beckham do, it's guys like that. Hines Ward was a guy that always was like the best I've ever seen at blocking downfield.
Bolden, too, was good.
So you got Golden Tate is really good at that, and Sterling Shepard's really good at that. Golden Tate's going to add a veteran presence. He's a great route runner. And, he's like you said, he's going to do nothing but help this team. Gives Daniel Jones another weapon. So you're going to look at Shepard, Tate, and Evan Ingram, and Darius Slayton. And you got 2 really good route runners. You got 2 really good wide receiver blockers. You got a home run hitting wide receiver. And you got one of the best tight ends, in football. So That offense and the line's playing a lot better. I still don't trust Solder. God, I just wish we had Saquon Barkley. I can't wait till this offense is whole.
Oh man, it could be nasty. But
Yeah.
the offensive line.
It was Slayton blocking. Sorry, it was Slayton blocking down the field. So that's even better. That Darius Slayton blocked down the field too.
Okay, but the offensive line last week didn't surrender a sack. So and it's not, the Redskins still had their pass rushers. Kerrigan was out there. Montez Sweat was out there.
Kerrigan destroyed Eli Manning too.
Yeah.
He always killed Eli. So
Yeah.
it was nice to not hear his name one. Yeah.
Right, but they did a good job, the offensive line, coming off a week in which they didn't play so well. Oh, John Letourneau, thank you so much for the Super Chat. $2 Super Chat. You can forget about it. He says, Danny Dollars better outplay Cousins.
He will.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could. Cousins has not played well this year, so the key to this game on the defensive end, we talked about it. And if Kid Blue's in it, Kid Blue, what's going on, Kid Blue? Thank you for tuning in the stream. If you guys have not checked out Kid Blue, go on over there and sub him up. Got a great New York Giants channel over there. But yeah, the key on defense, we said it. It's got to be to stop the run. Force Cousins to beat you. And, they do have receivers. But Diggs is complaining he's not getting the ball.
Yeah.
Everybody's up in arms over there, the wide receivers.
Yeah, I read something that said Stephon Diggs wants to be a Giant. I said, yeah, well, we're not going to get him anytime soon. But
yeah, I read that too. I was like, I'm not buying into that.
yeah, I'm not buying it either. I would kill for that guy
Yeah.
on the Giants. But yeah, he's not coming over here. But yeah, I think the run is everything. I mean, this is a passing league, but you still win in the trenches. You still win by running the ball and stopping the run, making teams one-dimensional. Kirk Cousins has always struggled against the Giants. I think you have to bring some run blitzes, though. I think if the beginning of the game, if you can't stop them with the 3-4, which is geared to stop the run, so I really don't know why they shouldn't. But if they can't, they might have to start bringing some run blitzes. They might have to. You don't want Dalvin Cook to beat you. Like you said, make Kirk Cousins beat you. Kirk Cousins has not played well. He's been hugely disappointing in Minnesota since they gave him that contract, fully guaranteed. What the hell they were thinking when they did that. So stop the run and put them in 3rd and long. And I'll take my chances with Kirk Cousins trying to throw on 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12 as opposed to him throwing on 3rd and 2.
Right, exactly. Third, get him in the 3rd and longs, and we're going to do good. And that's something that Danny Jones has done great at. And that's why his conversion rate's been so good. Even on 3rd and longs, he's been able to convert. And it's because of his ability to move out of the pocket, extend some plays, find his receivers down the field, and he's going to need to continue to do that this week because Minnesota's got a very good defense. They're going to put him in some tough situations, and they've got more film on him. So he's going to have to deal with some adjustments this week. And I'm sure he's going to make a few mistakes, but Daniel Jones is going to have to go out there and make some plays to win this football game. The offense is going to have to play better this week, I think, to be able to beat Minnesota. That's for sure.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, the one thing I noticed that he did, staring down the receiver. You can't do that. You can get that.
Oh, Karen Singh, thank you so much for the Super Chat. $2 Super Chat. You can forget about it. He says, views on PFF saying running the ball doesn't matter.
PFF is garbage.
I haven't seen that, and I know the new age fans think that it's a passing. I disagree. I think running the football definitely matters. I go back to it sets up the play-action pass, especially in this offense. You need to be able to run the ball because it was all predicated on the play-action pass.
PFF is garbage. Don't read anything into that. That's PFF is probably written by somebody like we are, not a professional, just giving their opinion on stuff. So don't read anything into that. Tell Dallas that running the ball is not important. Tell Seattle when they were really good that running the ball is not important. Tell Cleveland that Nick Chubb's 185 yards and 2 touchdowns on Sunday wasn't important. Tell those guys. Tell Drew Brees that Alvin Kamara running the ball is not important. It is extremely important because it runs the clock. You pass the ball 60 times. I mean, how many times did Jared Goff throw? 69 times? They lost. They lost 55 to 40.
Running the ball makes the offense less predictable.
Yep.
It's like when you're a pitcher in baseball. If you're throwing straight fastballs, eventually you're going to get crushed.
Right, they're going to time it.
Right? You got to learn to throw a good curveball, a slider, a changeup. You got to mix it up. It's the same thing with an offense. You got to be able to run the ball, make the offense less predictable, and set up that play-action rollout. So, especially in this offense, the running is vital for the West Coast offense to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to run the ball. You have to.
Yeah.
Because you just, if you're running the ball, like I said, it's chewing up the clock, it's moving the chains, And if you're getting put number one, and defenses don't like that because it's embarrassing to them when they're getting pushed around. So they begin to start making a more concerted effort towards running. Like Chris said, as soon as you do that and you go to hand off, you're going to see everybody bite on that play action. And that's when a guy like Daniel Jones rolls out to the right, and then there it is. He either can run for 20 yards or he can find Evan Ingram on a crossing route or he can throw deep down the field because all the wash is going the other way and he's got a wide open, lane to throw in. So it's hugely important to run the ball and get the running back involved.
Yeah, it's about making those linebackers bite. That's what it's all about. Exotic
especially with Evan Ingram. Especially with a guy like Evan Ingram. You get the linebacker to bite.
Liquid Wheeler. We'll give you that in the last hour when we take questions. I'm sure somebody will ask that. We still got about another 20 minutes of talking, but I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's a game that either team can win. I think the Vikings are a 4-point favorite, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw 5.5.
5. Okay, maybe it's 5.5. But I think it's a team that both teams can win. A game that both teams can win. And I think the Giants have a realistic chance. I think they're coming in hot. Most people are going to say the Vikings are going to win because, if we're being honest, they have a more experienced team. They have better personnel. But the Giants are at home. And I haven't looked into the numbers yet because I haven't looked into doing my preview video yet. But to my recollection, the Vikings, I'm pretty sure, don't travel well. They usually don't play well on the road.
They're a bad road team. Most dome teams are.
Yeah.
Bad road teams because they're used to that comfortable. Not that it's going to be cold. It's probably going to be 80 degrees. I mean, it'll be gorgeous down here, but you're not going to have the crowd in your favor. So when you're in a dome, you have all that noise, and your defensive guys can get that jump on the ball because the offense can't hear, and the play clock runs down, so they can time everything. It's much different when an opposing team, when you're on the road. And the offense can go at its own leisure, and Daniel Jones can make audibles, and they can do things. Because when you're in the dome and you're trying to audible, and your lineman can't hear you, that causes false starts, it causes delay of games, it causes a lot of things that it doesn't cause when they're on the road. And I think that's a big part of it. Also, it's not a controlled environment, so if it is windy or it is rainy, it makes a big difference. So they're just they don't travel well, and I think we have a good chance. If you would have told me this after Buffalo, I would have said no way.
Yeah.
Since that day, there's just something special about this team.
The defense is what's been most encouraging.
Especially
the offense is the offense, whatever, and they've looked good, but the defense is what is going to keep us in football games. And I think it goes hand in hand, though. Because the offense is extending drives, that defense is playing better. So the offense needs to continue to convert on third down, keep that offense going, keep that defense fresh. And if the defense could play like they did the last 6 quarters, the Giants have a chance to get a win on Sunday. They really do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, think about it. The last 6 quarters, they've given up 6 points. They've given up 6 points in 6 quarters.
And 5 turnovers created.
Big. And what? 6 sacks?
Yeah.
So, that big difference. Big difference.
They're gonna, and maybe there's much. And now I'm not comparing this. They're not even close. I'm not comparing. What's going on, Big Blue? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Thank you to everybody for being here, by the way. What's going on, Adam? What's going on, Hot Take Aggie? Last Jedi. Thank you to everybody for being here. I'm not comparing the teams because the talent's nowhere near it. But the 07 team, 2 weeks took to get it, acclimated to the Spagnuolo defense. Even really the first almost 3 games. They ended up winning that Redskin game at the end, but maybe this defense is getting a little bit better. They're getting used to the Betcher system. Obviously, the offense extending drives is helping, but maybe they're getting used to that system, and maybe Betcher's not as bad as people were making him out to be.
I think they're getting some confidence. I think that helps, and I think it's funny. You mentioned 2007 because during that game against the Bucks, I say we were down. We got crushed the first 2 games. We were down 17-0 at halftime. I said we came back to win, and I said I'm not predicting we win the Super Bowl. But we come back and win this game. It reminds me a lot of 2007. I say that right in the Tampa Bay stream we were doing the game. I mentioned that exact thing.
Right.
So it is kind of funny. That 07 team, though, it started 0-2, went on to win its next 6 games. We go on to win our next 6 games. I'm going to think that we can win the division because the Patriots are in there.
Yeah, no. I'm not predicting the next 6 games. I'm not predicting even.
No. I'm just saying if that ever happened, I'm definitely not predicting that. Trust me.
Yeah.
If that ever happened, you ever beat the Giants? I'll tell you that if they play and I don't want to look past Minnesota. If they play the Patriots close, That's the same shit. This is the same thing that happened in their Super Bowl years. And again, I'm not predicting Super Bowl, but they played the undefeated Packers extremely tough, went on to win the Super Bowl. They played the undefeated Patriots very tough, went on to win the Super Bowl. Even if you lose a game to the Patriots, who are the best team in football, if we're being honest, and it's not close, you lose by a field goal, you keep it, maybe you lose at the end of the game, but you keep it close throughout, even though you lost. Young guys are going to start saying, we just took the best team in the league to the brink. We took Tom Brady and crew and Bill Belichick as a young team, and we fought them tooth and nail. We're on the same level as them.
Right.
You can also build some confidence because
build some momentum.
Arizona.
Rami Phillips, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat you can forget about. He says DJ Stats, 290 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Giants win 28-17.
I like it, Ramey. I like it. Let's go with that. I like it.
You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
Lolly Mac's in now. She's got the pumpkin coffee. Thank you for popping in, Lolly Mac.
I had the pumpkin coffee earlier. When I came up after working a 13-hour day, I had to swing by the Dunkin' Donuts, got the extra large pumpkin coffee with a pumpkin muffin, and get the pumpkin beer. It's October.
It is October. I saw my neighbors. They got the Halloween decorations out now. And see, I'm a pumpkin guy, but I'm not a pumpkin coffee guy for some reason. I don't like the pumpkin coffee.
The pumpkin coffee.
I love pumpkin everything else. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin beer. For some reason, the pumpkin coffee doesn't do it for me.
I like the butter pecan coffee is my favorite, but the pumpkin coffee's good. The hot pumpkin coffee. I don't like the iced pumpkin coffee. I like the hot pumpkin coffee, but that's good. I've been craving that. I was like, you know what? I just worked a ridiculously long day. I'm just gonna go swing through to Dunkin' Donuts and get me an extra large.
Yeah. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts. That's where I go when I'm getting my coffee.
I need to pick me up.
But thank you to everybody for being here. Yes, pumpkin coffee exists. But thank you to everybody for being here. We do appreciate it. Jeffrey, Abby's in the house. Ramdre's in the house. We're going to take questions in about 15 minutes. If you guys want to shout them out, go ahead. I'll glance over the chat every once in a while. But, I mean, just confident things going forward. And they are able to knock off. If they go on a run, we're going to look back at that first game against the Bucs. And we're going to say that missed field goal was what shifted everything. It was like a turning of the tides. Something that never happens for. We always get on the other end of that.
I know. That's why we figured we'd lost.
Yeah.
We remember we got beat on a 61-yarder in 2017, a freaking 63-yarder last year, and of course Gano went on to miss 2 extra points in Detroit, so he sucks. But of course he hits a 63-yarder against us. I always say it seems like bad teams have bad things happen to them, and good teams have good things happen.
And they take advantage of it.
I'm not saying we're a good team yet. We're getting there. But you look at the last 2 weeks, missed two extra points and a missed game-winning field goal from 34 yards. We win the game. Last week against Washington, 2 golden opportunities to score touchdowns, and Kirk Cousins misses them both. And also Haskins, I forgot who the guy was that was running the corner route, was wide open and he threw it out of bounds. So when you see quarterbacks starting to miss throws, you see kickers starting to miss kicks, maybe good fortunes are coming to us. Maybe for once the ball will bounce our way. Because we've had a lot of bad luck, and we're still having bad luck. We lose Ryan Conley to an ACL injury. We lose Saquon Barkley to a high ankle sprain. We lose Golden Tate to,
baby pills
or whatever, banned substances. Right.
Right.
I mean, Golden, listen, I mean, if you need some kind of fertility stuff, I got you. Like, trust me, I was tested and it's off the charts high. Even in my advanced age, I still make kids like that.
Bando gets it done. He looks at a woman, he gets her pregnant.
That's right. It's amazing. So I walk around women like this.
He's got to wear sunglasses at all times when he goes outside.
That's right.
But thank you to everybody for being here. We appreciate. What's up, Sleeping Angels? What's up, Sean O'Brien? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. And if you haven't done so, go into the link in the description and sub up Bad Dog Sports. Thank you to everybody for being here as we're talking about the New York Giants and their future. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I know everybody's looking at the schedule now. They're looking at the Dolphins. They're looking at the Jets. They're looking at this, that. One game at a time. Beat the Minnesota Vikings, and we're just going to sum it up like this. It's easy. It's like the Cowboys. Very similar team. Stop the run. Get after the quarterback. This team relies on the run. They do have weapons, but this year specifically, They have ran the hell out of the football. I think Cousins had a game this year where he had less than 10 passing attempts.
It could be.
It was something ridiculous.
I've not watched the Vikings.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. He had a game where he had a very little amount of pass attempts.
They are like Dallas, but Kirk Cousins does not impress me. I think I don't like Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott's better than Kirk Cousins. He is. And Dallas is better than Minnesota. They're similar, but Dallas's offensive line is better. Their defense is better.
No, Dallas is better, but they're similar teams.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, stop the run. I mean, of course, Dalvin Cook's having a massive year this year, of course. I had him in my fantasy team last year, and he was hurt, and he sucked. And, of course, I don't get him this year, and, of course, he's turned out. That's why I hate fantasy football. I'm just going to bet college football.
You got to do daily fantasy. Then you got to worry. Then you don't got to worry about it.
I'm going to bet in Ohio State for the rest of the year, and I'm going to retire on the money they're going to make. I wish I had that much to bet, but I'll keep winning $50, $100 every week on Ohio State. I'm fine with that.
There you go. That works. All right. So go ahead, guys, and ask the questions. And thank you guys for being here. Danny Dime says, by the way, guys, just so you know, this week, I should have mentioned this at the top of the show. Normally we go, Tuesday here, Friday there. This week, obviously, Yankees, right?
Yeah, the Yankees. I'm streaming the Yankees. They start the ALDS with the Minnesota. I was almost going to say the Minnesota Vikings, the Minnesota Twins. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming every single Yankee game. I am doing them all because I'm going to watch them all. So I am streaming every Yankee game. Hopefully, we win 11 games, and you can watch me cry if we raise. Because every time my team wins, I have tears in my eyes because I love it. So hopefully, number 28 is on the way. But I will do. Every Yankee game till they either raise the World Series trophy or till they're eliminated. So that's what Friday night is. So it takes precedence because it's very important to me, obviously.
Oh, you got to. You got to.
Yeah, that's my team, man. It's my favorite team out of all my teams. So,
yeah.
Yes, let's go Yankees, Jedi. Exactly, the Yankees.
All right. Here we go. We got some questions coming in. Who will have the biggest impact against the Vikings? Okay, let me that's something I got to think about, Giants kid. I think Dexter Lawrence is a huge part of this game in stuffing the run. And I think the two new middle linebackers have to play well on the defensive end. I think that is a big key, especially going up against this team with Cook on the defensive end. I think those two players and the corners, if we're going to have to be sending run blitzes, Janoris Jenkins can't be getting killed against Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, don't make me go back to calling them shit fondue. We have 232 people in here. We got 80 likes. The hell's up with that?
I'm pretty good at math. That doesn't add up.
We need some more likes.
Can we get those? Can we get a like spike, guys?
We need some more of those. We need at least 100 of those. I mean, come on, baby. This is a Giants. We're 2-2. We could be 3-2. We could be playing 600 football after next week. 600.
And then you know what? On offense, I'm gonna go with Tate.
Yeah, you gotta chatter.
I'm behind you then. I'm behind you. I don't
okay. You haven't seen Nick's yet. You were right on.
There we go. Nick Young, right?
Yes.
No, Nick Young, thank you so much for the Super Chat. $5 Super Chat bends the knees. Possible that Giants don't have a top 10 pick. Less so because we're good, but more so because more teams are worse. And Central Coast Climate, I'll speak on that in a second. Central Coast Climate, thank you so much for the Super Chat. $2 Super Chat. You can forget about it. What are your honest views on Gardner Minshew? Okay, first I'll answer the first one with Nick Young pertaining to the... and remember the Minshew, just in case I forget. Pertaining to the league being worse than expected. And that's a good point he brings up. When you look around, there's been a lot of teams that have started off 0-4 or 1-3 that you may not have expected. And yeah, maybe the overall league was worse than we initially anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. The NFC North is good. But the Chargers are a lot worse. I mean, I thought they'd be good. Obviously, you don't expect the Steelers to be 1-3.
Right.
The Bengals suck.
We knew they would
suck. The Dolphins suck. They're terrible. The Jets.
Redskins 0-4.
I didn't think they'd be.
But not 0-4. Yeah.
But I didn't think they'd be good.
No, not good. Yeah.
The Bills are better than I thought they'd be. The Jets. I wasn't high on the Jets, but definitely didn't think they'd be. They're going to be 0-4. They're not beating the Eagles. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They won't beat them. So they'll be 0-4. So there's two really bad teams there. All I can say is if we're not top 10, if we're picking 12th or 13th, that's when you grab my boy CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma. There's your wide receiver.
Yeah, well, there's always going to be productive play. And hopefully we're picking 32. That's what I say every year.
Yeah,
but and then the other question was Gardner Minshew, right? What did he ask us? What we thought of Minshew?
Yeah.
I mean, Minshew so far has played the part for your Jaguars. He's been everything you could ask for. I'm going to give Rover credit, Rover Sports. Now, Rover's crazy. Rover said months leading up into the draft that Gardner Minshew should have been a first-round pick. But I'm going to give him credit. Minshew's been really good. Right now, he's one of the front runners for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. And I'll be honest, I know anything about Gardner Minshew. I see MH saying boomer bias from Bear Dog. The CeeDee Lamb is, I mean, I do have Oklahoma bias. There's no bias about CeeDee Lamb. That guy is easily top 3 receiver in the country. To me, he's second behind Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
If you look what he did at Texas Tech, he's ridiculous. He compares a lot to, who is it? Reggie Wayne. That's the guy they compare him to as far as an NFL product. So you giving me a Reggie Wayne on my team? I'll be happy with that.
Oh, of course. That's a Hall of Famer. Ramey Phillips, thank you so much for the Super Chat. $2 Super Chat. You can forget about it. He says, y'all forget how well the Giants play the Pats every time. Well, we didn't forget. We brought it up before. I'm not even thinking Pats.
2 differences. No Tom Coughlin.
That's the biggest one.
No Eli Manning.
Yeah.
There you go. Those were guys that played the Pats tough.
Yeah. No Tom Coughlin is the biggest one.
Yep.
Because he's so familiar with Belichick, and that's the biggest one. But what else? I forgot what I was gonna say.
It was about the Patriots.
Yeah.
How well we play the Patriots every time.
We do play. Yeah, we play them great every time. We didn't forget about that. But one game at a time. I'm not even thinking. Don't even think, guys. Don't even think about.
We gotta get past Minnesota.
Because if we don't beat Minnesota, we're in trouble. So let's beat Minnesota first. And it's Patty. Yeah, they cut Benny Fowler. A lot of Giants fans were talking about that in my comments today, upset about Benny Fowler. I mean, I expected that. When Golden Tate came back, what's Benny Fowler's... I like Benny Fowler, whatever, but what's his place on this team?
Yeah, nothing, because you're going to use Slayton. He's healthy. You're going to use Tate and Shepard, obviously, and you're going to use Cody Latimer. I mean, Cody Latimer was their guy going in.
And Core's a special teams guy.
Right. So he would have been our 5th receiver, 6th receiver. You know, he really didn't have a place on this team. TJ Jones was not really part of the offense. He returned punts, and he fumbled a bunch of them. So he couldn't even catch the damn ball. So he was useless on this team as well.
Yeah. And Tate does the same thing Fowler does, but 10 times better. They're both slot receivers.
Yep.
So I expected that.
Benny Fowler was keeping his seat warm. That's all it was.
Yeah. And Don M in the house, thank you very much for popping in. City for Real just brought out the explosions. LO, get past Vikings first, Giants. Yeah, exactly. So let's beat the Vikings first. Let's beat the Vikings.
It's great about the Vikings. And I know Steve Angels wants us to kick the shit out of the Vikings. I know he does.
And Drayshawn Anderson, I just answered. My chat might be a little beyond. I just answered that about Cody Core. They brought him in here as a special teams contributor. That's why he's still on the team.
Yeah. Am I pleased with Evan Ingram's improvement on blocking so far? I have not seen the mic'd up thing yet. I do want to watch that, Noah. I mentioned before the season started that they talked about Evan Ingram's blocking has really improved in the preseason. I talked about it in training camp. They said he improved. Now, Chris and I laughed because we said it really couldn't have got worse. So just because it improved doesn't mean it's good. But he's been a lot better. Both of us thought and a lot of Giants fans, I'm not just saying him, Chris and I have said this.
Everybody said it. Yeah, a lot of
people. But
Evan
Ingram, we thought would have the breakout year. No Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham held Evan Ingram back, in my opinion, because Evan Ingram had a big rookie year when Odell Beckham was hurt. And I feel like Odell Beckham took targets away from Evan Ingram. And to me, even as good as Odell Beckham was, he was doubled a lot. Evan Ingram was always the biggest mismatch to me.
Yeah.
A linebacker
that's a great point
can't
you
run
bring
with
up.
him. A safety can't run with him.
Jimmy Graham-like.
Right.
Yeah.
So the speed and the athleticism of an Evan Ingram. I mean, there's not many tight ends that are taking an 8-yard out pass 75 yards at a house. He did it.
Yeah,
so,
and the target thing you bring up is a great point because last year, I think he only played 12 games. He missed some time. I remember Ellison started a bit, whether it was for poor player or an injury. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But the last 4 games, obviously, Beckham was out. In those 4 games, he received half of his targets for the entire year.
Yeah. Yep. And he averaged 80 yards receiving a game.
Yeah, so I mean, that's how we, obviously predicted that Evan Ingram was in for a big season.
Yep.
Evan Ingram. I mean, right now, Evan Ingram's better than Jason Witten right now. Not all time. Jason Witten's, one of the all-time greats.
Yeah,
What's
Jason
going on, Rocky?
Jason Witten's older than I am. He's close.
Yeah.
But
But Jason Witten's one of the all-time great.
Yes,
tight ends of all time.
And giant killer.
Emmett seems to be infatuated with my phrase of exotic blitzes. He says, "How many exotic blitzes do we throw versus the Vikings? A lot, hopefully. Hopefully, we keep them on their toes."
Yeah, it's got to be run blitzes, in my opinion. Again, I don't like Kirk Cousins having a lot of time to survey the field, but I don't. After watching what Mike Evans did to Landon Collins, listen to me, got him on the mind. Janoris Jenkins. Well, I mean, he would have torched Landon Collins too. I mean, a grandmother with a flu could torch Landon Collins. But I don't know if I'd want Janoris Jenkins playing man coverage on Thielen or Diggs. It scares me. So maybe you dial up some run blitzes to stop Dalvin Cook, but on passing downs, maybe you only bring 4. I hate when they bring 3, so don't ever bring 3. I hate that. I hate when they bring 3. You don't get home, and it just lets the quarterback just survey the field all day.
Right.
But third and long is when I want to blitz. 3rd and 11, make the quarterback get it. We did the Saints in Cowboys game. I was screaming, don't let Dak throw to Hail Mary. Blitz his ass. They brought 7, and he reached the 20-yard line because he had to throw it. He couldn't.
I completely agree. I think the same thing all the time in those situations where you could throw up the Hail Mary. Why are you going to play 8 back and let the guy make an attempt? Why not send 7 guys? Because on a play like that, he needs 7-8 seconds to,
Yeah.
So go after him.
Get at him and don't let him reach the end zone.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen when it gets down there. So make sure he can't throw it deep.
Yeah.
Bring everybody.
It's kind of common sense. Thoughts on Carlock, and do you think he gets added by the 53-man on Sunday? Juan Perez, great question. Another guy who had a great
Jake Carlock,
just like Josiah, had a great preseason. And, he came up with the pick 6, was it? Or fumble, whatever.
Yes, the pick 6.
Yeah, he had a couple sacks, I think.
Or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, so he had a great preseason, and I don't think I would think they would have made the addition by now. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong, but at some point he could definitely make the team. And Rickson, go ahead and add on that.
No, that's all I was saying. It was that.
Oh, okay. Rickson, thank you so much for the super chat. $5 super chat bends the knees. He says, I feel like no Giants fans missed OBJ or Collins. I don't know why they don't switch him to inside linebacker. He could be good there. You talking about Landon Collins? Yeah, or outside linebacker. We always said that on the show.
Yeah, money backer. That's he's a linebacker.
Yeah,
that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's an undersized linebacker. He is not a safety. He stinks as a safety. Money back. I've been for 2 years with the Giants. I said, make him the money backer. Let him play like Dion Buchanan does for
that's his perfect role.
I mean, come on, that's where he should be.
And thank you again, Rickson, by the way. And that's what I said when Betcher came over here. I said, this is great. Landon Collins is going to fit that perfectly. And I don't know if they didn't use him enough in that role or it just didn't work out. But I thought that is the type of role he should be playing, an undersized outside linebacker.
Yep, I think that's what he should have done. People definitely miss Odell Beckham. There's still a lot of people that miss Odell Beckham. I don't, and I certainly don't miss Landon Collins. Anybody has not watched the video that I did about Landon Collins and Jabril Peppers, go watch that. You will see how much I dislike Landon Collins. And you can pretty much watch any of my videos for the last 2 years on Landon Collins or Odell Beckham, and you'll find that I didn't want either one of them here. So when Gettleman decided to move on from both of them, I was happy about it. And I'm telling you guys, if you haven't done so, I have a video from March of 2018. I like to bring this up for 2 reasons. Number one, I think I was the first person talking about we should trade Odell Beckham. And I did this back in March of 2018. I have the video on my page. I reference a video from September of 2017, which I don't have anymore. But I say the Giants should trade Odell Beckham to Cleveland in March of 2018. There he goes. When we traded Olivier Vernon, I talked about the trade of Olivier Vernon, and I say right in the video, guys, don't be surprised if Odell Beckham's next. The next day, Odell Beckham is gone.
No Stradamus over here.
Still surprised the shit out of me. But even though I said, don't be surprised, I was surprised. I couldn't believe he pulled that off.
If there is any general manager that is willing to make a move like that, it's Dave Gettleman. And let's talk about Gettleman for a second. We both love Gettleman. We both love Gettleman. I get a lot of heat on my channel whenever I say anything positive about Gettleman. You get the people that hate Gettleman no matter what he does. They come on, they say, you're a fake fan, you're a Giants homer. No. All of a sudden, a lot of things Gettleman has done is starting to look good. Okay, now they got 11 draft picks in next year's draft. They got $80 million in cap space. The defense is starting to look better. The offensive line has played great.
Daniel
Maybe
Jones
Gettleman
looks
knows
great.
what he's doing. Daniel Jones has played well.
That was the one thing I disagreed with him on when it happened. Was how do you take it? That was the one thing. And 3 days later, I'm out here going, oh, this guy's going to be better than frickin' Dak Prescott. So there you go. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Maybe Gettleman knows what he's talking about. I'll say that.
What I don't understand is Panther fans get so upset about him letting go of Josh Norman. Josh Norman sucks.
That's the best move he ever made.
Josh Norman has never been good for Washington, ever. He got all that damn money, and he sucks.
The best move Gettleman ever made was not bringing him back on that contract.
Since Gettleman left Carolina, they have been mediocre to bad. So I don't get it. He was there. He was a big part of the reason they made this win 15-1. He drafted Christian McCaffrey. He's pretty good. He traded up to get him. So, yeah, I never understood why Panthers fans get so mad. I don't get it. You want to get mad at the GM? We'll give you Jerry Reese. You can have him. Then tell us about a bad GM.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry, don't even get me started. Chris, what do you think of our main draft needs? Sharmel, good question. Obviously, right now, we're being positive. We're 2-2. I'm not even thinking draft. But, and first off, I can't fully answer that question until after free agency because you're filling a lot of holes through free agency. But as of now, today, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We get asked this a lot. Right tackle, middle linebacker, pass rusher. Those are our three biggest needs, in my opinion.
I agree.
Oh,
I agree.
Oh,
yeah.
Double, back-to-back. Thank you so much. Ken the King arrives and detonated $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Ken says, I suspect their biggest beef was Steve Smith, and we'll talk about that in a second. And Detonator says, Eric Flowers is the GOAT, best offensive lineman, big bucks. Eric Flowers, don't even get me started on that, Detonator. Thank you very much. Steve Smith is a fair one to have a beef over, but let me be fair to get him. I'm not going to make excuses. It was a bad decision, obviously, because Steve Smith played good with the Ravens after he left. But Steve Smith was old. I don't think many people thought Steve Smith was going to rebound like that.
And he fell off. But again, I think part of the issue is some people get so hung up on players, and instead of worrying about the team, they like the player. So if the player disappears, they get mad at the GM. How can you trade my favorite guy? I think a lot of Panthers fans, because of everything he meant to Carolina, I think that's why they're upset. But I don't understand the Josh Norman one. That I've never understood. And there's still some Giants fans out there that are upset that Odell Beckham's not here, and
they have every right to be. I understand it.
Yep, I do too.
But one thing you got to know about Gettleman, he doesn't care about the press. He doesn't care what the fans think. He cares about what he thinks is right for the football team, and he could be wrong. But that is one thing I always say you have to give the Giants and him a lot of credit for. They don't let us influence them.
That's not true. I influenced Gettleman. Look at all the moves I wanted to make, Chris. Everything except for Daniel Jones. He's done every one of them. Every one of them.
But they knew on draft night. If they take Saquon Barkley, a lot of people are going to be pissed off that they don't take Sam Darnold. They knew on draft night if they take Daniel Jones, you and me are going to act like lunatics. So,
wow. That's an understatement.
But they said we're going to do what's best for the team. They knew if they trade Odell Beckham, everybody's going to go crazy. But that is one thing, whether you like the moves or you don't, that you have to give the Giants organization so much credit for, because they don't do things to make money like the Jets do. They do things to try to win football games, and you got to give them credit. Sometimes they'll be wrong, but they don't let the fans influence them, and they shouldn't. They're in those positions for a reason.
Right, they shouldn't. Exactly, that's exactly right. They shouldn't, because if they were in it for money, they would have kept Beckham there, because Beckham drew people there. But at the same time, he might have taken away from Daniel Jones' development. He might have forced his way to make Daniel Jones force throws to him, kind of like he did to Eli. Eli, even though he'd been in the league forever, I always felt like he forced throws to Beckham. And Beckham has no problem throwing Eli under the bus, no problem throwing his teammates under the bus. You don't want him to do that to a rookie quarterback. So I said they must have known they were taking Daniel Jones when they traded him. That's my guess. They knew they wanted him then, and they traded Odell Beckham. But, Dave Gettleman's done a lot of good things here, and you're starting to see it come around. And I try to tell people, man, we had 7 years of bad drafts and bad contracts. You can't just throw everybody away and start over and bring in we're not the Eagles, so we have a cap space. You can't take every great free agent and every guy that wants to be traded and throw them on your team like the Eagles.
Eagles. How much do they have left on their cap? About
I think $6 billion.
$6 billion. Yeah, $6 billion left. Right? Yeah. I thought it was 7.
Maybe it is. Maybe they added $1 billion to it just for the hell of it. But yeah, so no, but it takes time. You have to start. You build within the draft. You build from the draft. So it takes a couple years to build in the draft, and it takes a couple years for players to develop. But the last 2 weeks, you've seen the Daniel Jones move was the right one. You've seen this defense start to play better. And again, it's all about experience. We talked about how the defense had very little experience going into the year, and they were going to have their ups and downs. They had their downs the first 2.5 games, and then the last 6 quarters they've been very good. Right. Hopefully the last 6 quarters. Whoops, geez, I almost knocked my microphone over. Hopefully the last 6 quarters are not an anomaly. Hopefully that's a Giants defense we're seeing going forward.
Yeah, and David Bigelow, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, "Where are all of the Draft Darnold people? Where did they all go? Have you seen? Are they? Maybe they're in the stands. Let me look. Hold on. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? I don't see them, bad dog. Where'd they go?
I'll tell you what. I was never a Draft Darnold guy. If you've ever heard me talk about Sam Darnold, you know I'm not a Sam Darnold. He stinks. He sucks. He's awful. I'll tell you what. I don't really like any rookie quarterbacks in the last couple of years. I liked Kyler Murray. I like Baker Mayfield, and I love Daniel Jones. That's about it. I don't like Haskins. I don't like Locke. I don't like Greer. I don't like Darnold. I don't like Allen. I don't like Rosen. There you go. I don't like any of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I wanted Barkley. I'm gonna be fair. I had Baker 1 on draft night. That's the truth. And I'm not in love with Baker anymore, so I'm glad that we got Barkley. I had Barkley 2. So when we were picking at 2, Barkley all the way. I was all in on Barkley. Obviously, I wasn't on YouTube then, so I can't back it up, but that's the truth. I wanted Barkley really bad, and I'm glad that we got him. Oh, Cruzon, thank you so much for the super chat. $5 super chat. Bends the knees. We shouldn't have drafted Barkley. You draft a quarterback or traded back like the Colts. Barkley was a luxury that we couldn't afford. What has he changed? Cruzon, that's fair to say, and I completely get your perspective. But here's what I'm going to say, Cruzon. That pick comes down to Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones is good, that was a great pick.
Exactly. You got Daniel Jones the next year. That's all. Yeah. And trust me, Sam Darnold is not good. You don't want to take a quarterback just because you feel you need a quarterback. You don't take a quarterback unless you are 1,000% sold. Gettleman was not sold on Allen. He was not sold on Darnold. He was not sold on Rosen. He was not sold on Lamar Jackson. He wasn't sold on any of those. You don't draft because of need. Now, we got on Gettleman. I mean, I know I did. I can't speak for everybody else because I didn't like the Daniel Jones pick. So I got on Gettleman first because I didn't know anything about Daniel Jones. I said, you drafted for need. And you said you'd never draft for need. And that's what you did. Well, no. He drafted him because they loved him. And now, after watching all the film and seeing him in the preseason and seeing him in the first 2 games, you can see what they saw. So I feel like that's why we took Barkley. I feel like that's what – and maybe they did look to trade back Cruzon. You never know because there's so many deals – that you don't hear about where they try to make an offer and you don't have a trade partner. When the year we took Eli Apple, the Jets wanted to trade up to 10, and they didn't want to give the Giants anything. They wanted to give him like a 4th rounder and their 20th pick overall, and the Giants said, to hell with you. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he said then you trade back.
Cruzon, thank you again, man. Thank you for the super chat. Great subscriber, both of us, by the way. We don't always agree, but very passionate fan, and he respects both of our channels very much. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, then you trade back. Drafting running back made no sense. And let me get the next one. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I keep pronouncing it wrong. Ira Mariam NYG. Thank you. Shamari. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, Shamari in the building. Bleed Blue. Thank you so much, Shamari, for the super chat. That's fair that you bring that up. Because on draft night, I'm going to be fair. I said you either take Barkley or you trade back. Because I knew that teams would be willing to grab that quarterback there at 2. So I get that point. I do get that point. But they must have said, you know what, we want Barkley, and we know if we trade back, who knows what trade partners they had, right? 3, the Jets are taking a quarterback, so what's their incentive to trade up?
Right.
4, the Browns, if you trade back past the Browns are taking Barkley.
Yep.
So they say to them, or if you trade with the Browns probably take Barkley. So they say to themselves, we want Barkley. That's who we want. So that's why they didn't trade. But I get the point. They could have got a king's ransom with that pick. I get the point.
Maybe, but again, maybe they couldn't have. You don't know. I mean, the whole thing is, we talked about all that time. Hey, why didn't the Giants take Josh Allen and trade back up to get Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones would have been there at 17. Daniel Jones wouldn't have been there at 17, and that's obvious. Denver wanted him. That's obvious. The Redskins wanted him. That's obvious. He would not have made it to 17. From what I understand, the Giants tried to trade with the Bills. They wouldn't trade with them. They tried. They tried to trade back up to number 7 to get Josh Allen. Jacksonville wouldn't trade. So they did. But these are a lot of things you don't hear about. And I just want to address Guillermo. What do I sound stupid about? I sound stupid. Bad Dog sounds stupid, no offense. Tell me what I sound stupid about.
He says you drafted a running back that you will either overpay or have to game plan away from in his last year. What do you mean? What do you mean, Guillermo, by game plan away?
Yeah, what do I sound stupid about? Because Barkley was a good pick? Because you don't know what the trade value was for the number 2 pick?
Well,
because you don't draft for need? Sorry, buddy. I'm not the one that sounds stupid here.
I love both you guys. Guillermo's a great subscriber of mine. Don't like the fighting. But
fuck me. Yeah, I'll tell you that.
I know that. Don't blame the man,
You're the wrong guy.
Don't blame the.
Trust me. I'm the wrong guy, and I'm not in the mood today. So
yeah, don't mess with Bad Dog. He drank coffee today. He's pissed off.
Not in the mood today.
He drank coffee today. He's pissed off. Ken the King arrives with a $5 super chat. Bends the knees. He says, I wasn't alive for this, but Barkley pick gave me 1981 Lawrence Taylor vibes that I've watched in videos. I'm glad we still got the chance to draft a quarterback later. Ken, thank you so much for the super chat, man. And I love everything about. We both love everything about Barkley. He's a phenomenal leader on and off the field. We hope he gets back to full strength, and when he does, he's a special football player. And we haven't seen him get to play with Daniel Jones yet either.
No, he had half. He played a half with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, a half.
But again, the whole thing. I don't know what people don't understand about this. So Saquon Barkley, again, it sucks that he's hurt. But when you have a guy that can hit a home run from any part of the field, this guy can take it the distance at any time. You have a quarterback that's mobile. It poses a dual threat, and it's very difficult for a defense to defense because you don't know what you're game planning for.
Right.
You have to honor Saquon Barkley. So when defense is geared to stop him, you saw what Daniel Jones did against Tampa. They did everything they could to stop Saquon Barkley, and they did a phenomenal job. 10 carries, 12 yards in the first half. But Daniel Jones ripped them up in the air and on the ground. He had 4 touchdowns. He had 364 total yards of offense because they were geared to stop the run. So if Barkley's shut down, that allows Daniel Jones to do his thing. If you plan for Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley can do his thing.
Right.
But it's very difficult, and it makes the RPO that much more effective, which we saw when Daniel Jones scored his first touchdown. They all went after Barkley,
and called
Daniel
that.
Jones went right into the corner, and I called it. I saw
play.
that break early in the game. I said, they're going after Barkley. I said, that's going to break, and there it was.
Yeah.
So,
and Jake, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, so what happened? What ended up happening with Sam Beal? Was it a bust? It's still a little too early to say it's a bust, but it's looking more and more likely that it was. They, of course, wasted a 3rd-round pick, the supplemental pick on Sam Beal. He hasn't played a game yet due to injuries. The guy's been hurt his entire career in the NFL, and hopefully gets back to strength, but hasn't looked good, to say the least. He looked okay when he's on the field, but he's always hurt.
The guys that are saying that you don't draft a running back, how did the Cowboys do with Ezekiel Elliott? They drafted him 4th overall. How did their team do by drafting him? I'm just curious. And he's been pretty good for them. I hate his guts. But he makes a pretty big difference for that team.
I have no problem taking Barkley there. I was happy with Barkley there. I have no problem with Barkley there. He's a dynamic weapon. He's unbelievable, and he completely changes an offense. Last year, the offensive line was not good, and you didn't have Daniel Jones in there yet. Before we could fully evaluate everything, let's see them play together for a year.
Right.
Let's see Barkley and Jones play together for a year. Let's see what this offense looks like. I think it has a chance to be very dynamic.
Yeah. People are saying you build a football team from the inside out. Offensive line. Drafted Will Hernandez, right? Drafted Will Hernandez, signed Nate Solder, added Kevin Zeitler. I think he built and signed Mike Remmers. So he built the line.
And he's going to build it more next year.
He got his quarterback this year. He got Daniel Jones this year. So he took Barkley first. So he took the running back, and then he took the quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
I see
difference
no
is.
problem with that.
Right. So,
as long as Jones is good, none of this matters. If Jones is good, Barkley's the right pick.
And you look at the quarterbacks that were available last year. Sam Darnold stinks. I can't stress that enough. Josh Rosen stinks, guys. He was drafted 10th overall, and the Cardinals in 1 year said to hell with you and traded him for a 62nd overall pick. Josh Allen's not good. So what quarterback did we want last year that was going to make a difference on this team? Sam Darnold had 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, had less than a 60% completion percentage. He was hurt last year. He's got mono this year. What has Sam Darnold done that was going to help this team?
Here's what I'll say about Sam Darnold. First of all, I like Sam Darnold, but here's what I'll say about Sam Darnold and the New York Giants and why I completely understand why they didn't go quarterback last year. If you would have brought in Sam Darnold or Josh Allen or Josh Rosen, you would have brought them in a position to fail. You'd have no Saquon Barkley, you'd have a horrible offensive line, and it would be much like the Cardinals last year. It would be much like the Jets last year, where they had no weapons, they had a bad offensive line, and I get the strategy of building the house first before you put the quarterback in it.
Right. Look at Dwayne Haskins. He ain't gonna succeed in Washington with that. Yeah. With what they have going on offensive line. Look at what he did Sunday. That's why I made the video saying Daniel Jones would be better, because I said Daniel Jones is going to be in a better situation than Dwayne Haskins, and he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, again, I said that. I said, so we don't draft Barkley, so you draft Darnold. Darnold turns and hands off to Wayne Gallman with no line. Darnold got killed with the damn Jets, and they don't have a good. Their offensive line is bad, but not as bad as ours was last year.
Yeah.
Eli got sacked to career high times last year. So Darnold, Rosen, they would have got killed there.
We say it on every show. A quarterback's success is as much based on his talent as his surrounding parts.
Yeah.
So for him, for Darnold, I think Darnold could be successful here. With the pieces we have now, yeah, but we wouldn't have had those pieces last year. And, so Daniel Jones' success is as much on the pieces that we've brought in as it is on Daniel Jones himself. So Sam Darnold would have failed miserably here last year, and, maybe he bounces back, but it would not have been a good start to his career.
They all would have failed miserably here. All of them.
Yeah.
And none of them are good. None of them are good. None of those quarterbacks are good. They're just not. I think Daniel Jones is better than every one of those guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
Honestly.
We'll definitely see. Let's see if we got some questions in the house. We've been on this topic forever. Yeah, well, this is a passionate topic. We get into it. We get into it. Nelson Chubb over Saquon inside out. But no, Nelson Chubb is not over Saquon Barkley. Cruz, thank you so much for the super chat, man. And we're still on the topic. $5 super chat bends the knees. He says, why are we acting like drafting a quarterback was the only option? Jets traded for Colts pick at 3. We couldn't get the same at 2. We don't know. We don't know. We could, maybe, but we don't know. There's no way of knowing for sure. We don't know what was offered and what wasn't.
The Jets and Giants don't trade with each other. And I think the Jets probably knew that the Giants weren't taking Sam Darnold. And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember exactly when that trade happened. I thought it happened before the draft. The Jets were going to take Baker Mayfield.
It happened way before the draft.
That's why the Jets jumped up to 3, because they thought Baker was falling there. They thought Saquon was going 1. I don't think they thought the Giants were going to take Baker Mayfield. So they jumped up to 3 because they thought Baker was falling there. And then they reached for Sam Darnold. That's what happened, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I know that they wanted. Everybody projected Baker to go. I mean, I know you had him going number 1, but most experts said Saquon is going number 1.
A lot of people and Bradley Chubb. You saw Bradley Chubb up there too.
Right. So I think that's why the Jets traded up. I don't think they traded up to 3 to get Sam Darnold. I just think that's how it ended up happening. And again, you don't know what offers are made. Maybe the Giants did try to trade that pick and they just didn't feel like they got enough value. It's something we'll never know. Just like we'll never know if teams really wanted Daniel Jones or not. It's all speculation. So that's why it's a good debate, because you can debate whatever you want, but you'll never know.
Yeah. But let's get on to the next question here. John Latourne says, how do you think Tate will do for you guys since he wasn't spectacular for the Eagles? Your thoughts? All right, John Latourne, I think he's going to play well. I'm going to tell you why I don't think he played that well for the Eagles last year. First off, Golden Tate last year on the Detroit Lions was great. He was having arguably his best year of his career. I think he had 9 games there, and he was on pace for like 1,100 yards. He was having a great year. He goes to the Eagles because the Eagles needed a wide receiver. And I don't think he fit that system that well. Not to mention, he didn't have a lot of time to get acclimated to it. I think Tate is going to be fine. I think he fits this system beautifully. And I think Golden Tate's going to be just fine. I think he's going to have a great year for the Giants.
Yeah, I completely agree. One of the toughest things to do, and it worked for Dallas. It worked for Dallas after a couple of games with Amari Cooper, but a lot of times it is difficult for a wide receiver to come into a team in the middle of the year and build chemistry with a quarterback that they've never had throw to him. Because a quarterback will get acclimated to how a receiver runs his routes, the timing, everything else. You work with them in practice. You work on a lot of different things. When you come into a team in the middle of the year, it's hard to build the chemistry. I just think Amari Cooper is that good. Where Golden Tate is a serviceable receiver, he's not Amari Cooper.
Oh, no.
Amari Cooper's a superstar.
Not to mention, Tate had to go through 2 different quarterbacks. First it was Wentz, then it was Foles.
Exactly.
That played a part too. Haskins is 2 weeks. What's going on, Arcade Asylum? Thank you for tuning in the stream. What free agent linebacker? Steve, I haven't looked at the free agents enough yet to give good answers on that. Let's see. Who am I picking in the World Series? Real quick.
Yankees.
I'm gonna go Astros versus the Dodgers, and I'll go Dodgers.
Yankees take it all. Yankees at 6.
Let's see what we got here. Giants have 10 sacks as a team. Now, bad. Imagine another pass rusher next to Jimenez and Golden. Golden ain't going nowhere. Jose, I said at the beginning of the year, you go back, I said Golden's going to lead this team in sacks, and he still might not. But
that was your pick.
Fits the system very well. I like Golden. I hope they keep Golden. If Golden could prove he could stay healthy for a 16-game season, we got enough cap space to bring him back. I like Golden. He's still relatively young. I'm with you on that. Bring him back.
Yeah, I think Golden he'll come back without a doubt. And I mean, it helps. It helps to have a veteran presence on a young front seven. That definitely helps because you're going to see a lot of change, though, guys. Kareem Martin. I don't even know where he was. He on IR?
Yeah, Kareem Martin's out. He's hurt.
Okay, so he ain't coming back. Al Ogletree's not coming back. So those are 2 guys in your defense not coming back. I don't think Antoine Mathey's coming back.
No, he's not. He doesn't even carry a dead cap hit.
I don't think Janoris Jenkins is coming back. I think you're going to see a big change over in the defense. And you're going to save a lot of money that way. Because cutting Kareem Martin, Alec Ogletree, and Janoris Jenkins, that saves you about $22 million. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. What's the predictions for the Giants and Vikings week 5? Very close game. I'm not going to get my final score yet until I do enough research. Very close game. I'm going to say within 3 points either way.
Yeah, 27-24. Gee, man.
Shamari, thank you so much for the super chat. What's going on, Chief Daz? Thank you so much for the super chat, man. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, that draft, I wanted Quentin Nelson. You know what? I wouldn't have been upset with Quentin Nelson myself, obviously, after the fact. He's arguably the best guard in football.
He's good.
He's damn good. And
really good.
I'll say this. If the Giants were able to find a trade-down partner, Quentin Nelson would have been the perfect pick. Or Chubb. But either one. Bradley Chubb, too.
Yeah, he's awesome. But, I mean, Will Hernandez is pretty good guard. And now we have Zeitler on the other guard. So our guards are okay. Yeah. I mean, the guards are pretty good. Our left tackle still has something left to be desired. And I don't understand. Just real quick, I heard Redskins fans talking about Eric Flowers played well. Well, my man HCTR had showed a film. It wasn't quite a film review. It was just showing film of their rookie that played. And I watched Eric Flowers get pushed back into the quarterback a number of times and miss on run blocks a number of times. So I didn't see where he played. He didn't play horribly.
Well, for him, he played well.
I know, but that wasn't a good game.
For him, he played well. Can't wait to watch you two go apeshit Giants-Vikings game. Jeffrey Abbey, yeah, well, hopefully it's apeshit in a good way.
Yeah.
Jeffrey,
every game is apeshit.
Hopefully you're not hoping for us to be upset as a Giants fan. I would hope you would hope that we're going crazy because we won. John Letourneau, thank you so much for the super chat. $5 super chat. Bends the knees. He says, I think Wentz has the best third down. Yes, he does. I talked about that earlier. The best third down percentage in the league. Doesn't get hurt. A C MVP candidate, clearly going to Mahomes. John, I don't think he's an MVP candidate. I think Mahomes is going to be the MVP. But yeah, and I said that he's 56%, number 1 in the league. Daniel Jones is 54%, number 2.
Now, I got nothing to say. I like Carson Wentz. I say that all the time. I think Carson Wentz is a very good quarterback. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in this league. I think if he's not in the top 5, he's right outside of it. When he's healthy, I think he's the best quarterback in this division. I think he's the most talented. He's strong. He's tall. He's got a big... It's funny, though. Daniel Jones has those same qualities. He's 6'5". his arm is a lot stronger than people thought it was. And he's more mobile and faster than Carson Wentz. There's a lot of Carson Wentz there with Daniel Jones. So that's why I'm really excited that, hey, Carson Wentz's arm, he's got a rifle. So I'm not saying Daniel Jones' arm strength is with Carson Wentz. He's got a lot of the same qualities, though. So,
I don't know if he's still here. I just want to say good night to Crystal Valley. Said he was out. Have a good night, buddy. What happened to Janoris Jenkins? Janoris Jenkins is older, and he's making way too much money.
He's just older. You don't get better unless you're Darrelle Revis. You don't stay on top of your game when you're in your 30s as a cornerback.
Played good last week. Played great last week.
He did play great. He caused 3 interceptions.
Yeah. Do you think we bring Remmers back or replace him in the draft or free it? I don't remember. Do you remember the contract on Remmers?
I think it's just 1 year.
Okay, if it's 1 year, I think we replace him. I don't think he's back. I think we draft the guy maybe on a cheap deal. If we draft the guy, maybe you bring Remmers back on a cheap deal. But what's going on, QC? Thank you for tuning into the stream. Thank you, Sarah Small, for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here, by the way. Please subscribe, ring the bell, join the channel. Go into the link in the description and go check out Bad Dog Sports. He'll be live Friday. Normally, the Giant, we do this twice, but probably the next couple of weeks because the Yankees playoffs, he'll be doing Yankees games. So
that's important to me.
Yeah, very important to him. So we may, I don't know what the playoff schedule is. If they're on a Tuesday, I might take a sub, maybe Kid Blue, maybe another Giants YouTuber come on, do the show for a week. But you got to do Yankees games.
Got to do my Yankees games.
Do you think the Giants going to take the division? No,
I do not this year. Next year. You can stay on top. Even if you take steroids, you still can't stay on top unless you're Barry Bonds. But I don't think Janoris Jenkins is taking those because he's very little. And they don't make you faster anyway. Like you said, your balls fall off. So you ever tried running with your balls hanging to your leg? It don't work for you.
Oh, God. That's why you got to wear the boxer briefs.
Yeah, you got to wear those.
Yeah. Nationals won at the bottom of the 8th squad. There you go. Yeah, I thought the Nationals would win that game.
Yeah, Hader blew it. I had it on while we were doing this.
Do we draft a pass rusher or get one in free agency? I would prefer to draft one, but they might do both. Thank you so much for the Super Chat, City for Real $2 Super Chat. You can forget about it. He says, is Marshall a priority for us, Little Bad Dog? Is Little Bad Dog down there?
No. I do appreciate the Camels for a little bit. Little Bad Dog's sleeping. It's 11:30. Actually, like I said, City for Real, I'll have a video on that tomorrow. I got a video about a couple of guys I think the Giants should bring in here. So I'll talk. He's one of them. So
I'll answer that then. If Bad Dog, he's got a video coming, so go and check it out. I made a video 2 days ago that I wanted Marshall. In my opinion, they're not getting him at this point. They just brought in Josiah. We have a problem pronouncing his name. The middle linebacker, they got Mayo here. I don't see it. Maybe next week, but and Tate Davis may be back as well. We don't know. So I don't see it. I don't think they're bringing him in.
Right. If the Vikings win, I want Ben. Sorry, QC, I can't, man. The Eagle belonged to my dad, so the chain's going nowhere.
John Letourneau, man, have a great night, buddy. Thank you for being here.
Later, buddy.
Thank you for all your love and support. And Shaq Barrett is a free agent. Let's go, champ. And he's having a good year this year, so he's probably going to break the bank.
Guillermo, yes. I don't know if I would say he's better than Bosa, but Chase Young is incredible. Trust me, I've watched every Ohio State game because I put money on them every week, and I win every week. How do you do? 15 against Cincinnati, 16 against Indiana, and 17 against Nebraska. If you're not betting Ohio State, you don't make money with the Bad Dog. I bet them 38.5 over freaking Miami of Ohio. They won 76-5. Chase Young's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. I think he already has 10 sacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Jesus.
And he's the first guy in Ohio State since Mike Vrabel to have back-to-back 10-sack seasons. He already has 10 sacks.
What is it, 3 games?
I think it's 5.
But
okay. It's ridiculous. And he's like Lawrence Taylor with the sack strip fumble all the time.
Yeah,
he's ridiculous, man. And he's a big, fast guy. Like, he's one of those long, athletic dudes, like an OCU Manure, like a Jason Pierre-Paul. He's got that kind of build, but he's really good. That's going to be the first defensive player that goes in the draft.
Yeah, for sure. Dwayne Basco, great subscriber of mine. I saw he asked a question. He said, will the Giants trade Dalvin Tomlinson, being that Dexter Lawrence is a better fit at the nose tackle? It's a good question, actually. To be honest with you, they could if they found a trade partner. What was he, a second-round pick?
Yes, he was. Yes.
It's possible. It's actually not a bad. They could. They definitely could do that. Everybody seems to. I mean, you drafted Dexter Lawrence to play nose tackle. He's 342 pounds.
Yeah, I just don't know if they have Dexter Lawrence playing all three downs. Dalvin Tomlinson's a run stopper, but he's not in there on pass rushing situations. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you would get for Dalvin Tomlinson.
Exactly.
You're probably not getting equal value. You're not going to get a second.
No, you're not getting a second round pick. No. Chip Kelly's high. Good to know. Let's see what we got. And yeah, I agree with you. We're not going to be drafting high enough for Chase Young. Not going to be.
No. You're going to have to draft top 2 to get him. Tua's going 1 to Miami, and I bet you Chase Young goes 2nd to Cincinnati. That's probably what's going to happen.
And True to Experience says, what do you think of Eli accepting his role, and do you think he is going to retire after this year? Yes, I do. The only way I want Eli to play next year, first off, he could play if he wants to play. He could do whatever he wants. He won his 2 Super Bowls. But the only way I want Eli Manning to play in my heart next year is if he goes to a team that is a perfect situation. Because that's the only way he could succeed at this point. Needs a run game, needs a defense, needs an offensive line. And in terms of the role, I mean, we knew he was going to accept the role. It's Eli Manning.
It's Eli. Eli's not going to complain. Eli's never complained in his career. I mean, he didn't complain about it. It obviously hurt him when when they started Geno Smith, because that was ridiculously stupid, because Geno Smith is not the future. But I think Eli knew, he saw the writing on the wall. You take a quarterback 6th overall in the draft, and you're in your last year of your contract, you're not long. He probably didn't expect after 2 games.
Right.
None of us expected after 2 games.
No.
I mean, I called for this after game 1. But I didn't expect it. I thought maybe week 7, and we were talking about that would probably be the earliest that we see Daniel Jones. But he knew, and yeah, he's not going to complain. He's going to do everything he can to help the team. He's a consummate professional. That's why he's the man. He's a Hall of Fame player. He's a Hall of Fame person.
Yeah, he's great. Eli, he'll always be a legend. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Did you guys like Rashad Jennings when he played for the Giants? He was kind of just one of those players, one of those black.
Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah, he had a couple of good games there. He was kind of, who was the guy? What was that nigga? The running back from the Patriots, the pass catcher.
Oh God.
We got him in like 5 years ago. Can't remember. Oh,
Shane Vereen.
Shane Vereen, kind of like him, kind of just like
God, Shane Vereen was such a waste of money.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
that was another one of frickin' Reese's brilliant moves.
Yeah.
Had 9 running backs in the team. Signed Shane Vereen to 3-year, $11 million deal.
Yeah.
God, Reese was an idiot. Holy shit, was he stupid.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that was a bad signing. That was a bad signing. That was a really bad signing. Is Saquon Barkley a Giants lifer? I hope so. There's no way you could predict that, right? Joe Montana wasn't a lifer. Brett Favre wasn't a lifer. Anybody could not be a lifer, but I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
What is going on, Steven Evans, Moss Boss, and Bad Dog? Sons of bitches.
Son of a bitch.
What? No, what are you talking about? Almost dropping the M word. What are you talking about? No.
I love Steven Evans.
Who is going to play linebacker for us? Mayo, probably. Mayo and...
Stupar.
Yeah. Mayo and Stupar.
Hopefully Tate Davis is okay. He can play. I mean... Miles Jack isn't a free agent, though, for a couple years. Right?
Yeah, he's a good player, very high upside there on the Jaguars, the linebacker, right?
I wanted the Giants to draft him.
Yeah,
we took Sterling Shepard in the 2nd round that year, but Jack was already gone. But boy, did I want Miles Jack.
And City for Real says he's going to subscribe tomorrow. Well, I'm looking forward to it, buddy. Should Tiki's number be retired? No, he'll be he's in the Ring of Honor. He's in the Ring of Honor.
I thought when you're in the Ring of Honor, your number gets retired.
I guess it is retired, right? Is that what it is? I don't even know.
I thought it was.
If so, then his number is retired.
I'm trying to think of what the hell number Sam Huff was for the Giants. He was 50. I don't think anybody wears 50. Nobody wears 11. Nobody wears 56. Who else is in the Ring of Honor? Why Tittle's not in there? Fran Tarkins is on there because 10's not going to be worn again. I think Tiki's number should be retired. I do.
Jabril has 21, so it's obviously not retired.
Yeah, Tiki. Oh, yeah, it's true. And, yeah, I mean, Landon Collins wore it.
Yeah.
So he did it injustice.
Yeah.
But, yes, it should be. In my opinion, it should be retired. He was 70. Thank you, Ian. No, I was getting 50 from 70. Thank you. Yeah, no.
Jeremy says, remember Amani Toomer. Of course. I mean, he's the all-time leading receiver for the New York Giants.
Yep.
Who is worse, the Redskins or the Dolphins? Dolphins are the worst.
Dolphins. That's not. Yeah, they're awful.
That's a very broad question, King Trizzy. The worst Giant of all time, excluding Eric Flowers. I mean, you go over. There's so many bad Giants. I mean, what was that guy's name? Cedric Ellis, was it?
There's ones back in the 70s that were just disgraceful. Ron Pisarcik.
I mean, there's so many horrible.
God, I mean, recently, Eli Apple.
Oh, Eli Apple's awful.
Terrible. Ron Dane. Horrible.
Oh.
Dave Brown.
Danny Cannell.
Cannell, right? Ken Graham. There's a lot of them. Jared Bunch. Derek Brown, the tight end from Notre Dame. That was a horrible pick.
A lot of bad Giants.
A lot of them.
A lot of bad Giants. Brandon Marshall, yeah, I mean, it was only for a year, but he got hurt. But who was better, Hakeem Nicks or Victor Cruz? That's close. That's very
great question.
That's a very good question, Raymond. Oh, wow. I'd say they're literally like even.
Yeah, it's really close. Really close.
Your favorite?
Yeah, Johnny, I love Bavaro was my second
Cedric
favorite.
Jones. That was it. I said Cedric Ellis. Cedric Jones.
Yeah. I loved Mark Bavaro. That was my guy behind LT. I mean, LT was my guy.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much, Cruzon, for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, the worst Giant ever, Eli Manning. Just kidding. Cruzon hates Eli Manning. No, he doesn't. He loves Eli Manning, but he just wanted to get over him. And Yvonne Felipe, $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, you guys are amazing. How you got 2 thumbs down? Well, Yvonne, I'll tell you get 2 thumbs down. You get trolls. If you notice on my videos, guys, and you notice on Bad Dogs videos, and this means you're growing on YouTube. I like when I get thumbs down because that means I get trolls who come into my videos. They watch them every time. Every time I make a video, I got 2 or 3 thumbs up within 3 minutes. So what happens? You get trolls.
It happens to me right away. There's one guy, I don't know who it is, but it's like I drop a video and they wait. It's like they sit there and wait. Oh, Bad Dog made it. Thumbs down. Like I got 10 thumbs down to my Atlanta Cons video, and I said, you know what? That's good. It means I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Because the more people you reach, the more people that are gonna dislike your opinion. But that's part of it.
4 downs now. We do it. By the way, the people giving the thumbs down, I want to say thank you. Because if you don't want to give a thumbs up, it's better to give a thumbs down than to give nothing. Because
that's true.
YouTube looks at
they're equal.
Yeah, YouTube looks at that as activity. And when you hit the thumbs down, it's the same as hitting the thumbs up. So thank you, trolls. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. And now we have 284 people in here, so let's get to 200 likes and say screw the trolls.
Let's get it to 200 likes, and if you haven't done so, please go into the link in the description and subscribe to Bad Dog Sports. Thank you so much, Bad Dog, for being here. I do appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to me if you're new. I mean, I'd appreciate it. Ring the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell.
7 down. Thank you. Keep them coming. True to Experience. 8 down. Keep them coming. I don't care. True to Experience is Jeremy Shockey or Evan Ingram. I would go.
Give me Ingram.
That's close.
Because Ingram says nothing. Shockey, for all of his, had 2 good years. 2 good years.
And I appreciate that, Vince Milton. Who would have thought that Eric Flowers and Landon would be watching? Exactly. They must be watching.
Yeah. Well, I saw Chris's video on Eric Flowers and it had 10 thumbs downs. I said, I didn't know Eric Flowers had 9 buddies. I don't know if you saw that comment, but I said, I know he had 9 friends.
No. Daniel Jones to the Hall of Fame. How about Daniel Jones to the 3rd win?
Yeah.
Let's
not give him a gold jacket yet.
Let's do that. Remember Cornelius Griffin. I remember Cornelius Griffin.
Yeah.
And Lolly Mack just brought what is that? A mermaid. What is that? A mermaid and a something else. I don't know what's going on. A merman. I don't know what's going on with that, Lolly Mack.
I can't even see it. It's blocked out on my computer. Just squares is all I see.
Oh, Ingram all day, Zavon Woodruff.
Yeah.
Yes, I am, Eric. I'll be doing a lot of Knicks games.
Yeah, Matt Dodger's a pretty bad pick.
Oh, yeah.
Tito Wooten. I loved Tito Wooten, David. He was the Giants were so bad back. Tito Wooten and Sam Garnes are like two of my favorite guys in those Giants. I loved Sam Garnes. That was my guy. But I've always been a secondary guy. But I used to love Tito. Me and my buddy used to call him Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan. Tito Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes, I don't know why Jeremy keeps asking these obscure names, but yes, Ike Hilliard, yes, first-round pick, wide receiver. Are you trying to quiz us? First-round pick, wide receiver, New York Giants, was part of the 2000 Super Bowl team. Yes, we remember Ike Hilliard. Thank you for asking us about obscure players, Jeremy Hansman.
We're 21. Have you heard my story about Corey? I ended Corey Webster's career, just so you know. Long story short, so last year when the Giants used to practice about 20 miles south of me in Albany, I used to go all the time. I took 3 weeks off of work. I went down there every day. I got a picture taken with Victor Cruz. I said, hey, can you mind? He signed my helmet. He signed my nephew's helmet. Signed my wife's football. I said, can I get a picture? He said, absolutely. I took a picture. Victor Cruz. Awesome. Victor Cruz, the biggest star in the Giants at that point. Just won a Super Bowl. He had a huge year. Nicest guy. Corey Webster. Who gives a shit about Corey Webster? I asked him when he signed my helmet. He signs my helmet. I'm like, hey, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, I got you. I just got to go over here. He never comes back. Done. Got hurt that year? Done. Never heard from him again. Don't ever stop Bad Dog when he asks for a picture with you.
There you go. Somebody asked me, good night, Dominic, man. Have a great night, buddy. Thank you for being here. No, I don't remember Eli Manning, Kush. I don't remember Eli Manning. Keith Hamilton. No, I have no idea who that is.
That's the hammer. Keith Hamilton reminded me a lot of Leonard Marshall.
Keith Hamilton was a great player for the New York Giants.
Adam, you probably did. You probably did see me there. I was always at SUNY Albany. Always. By that rickety fence when they walked down past that old rickety fence into the field. They used to do two-a-days, and Tom Coughlin used to scream his face off at those guys.
Off topic, but what's your opinion on the Jets currently? You're in trouble right now, but I'll say this about the Jets. I don't think you're in as much trouble as it may appear for the future. You still have a decent young defense. The secondary's good there. You got to get a pass rusher. The offensive line, next draft, you guys need to go all-line with, your first 3 picks. You got to fix that O-line for Donald.
Got to get an O-line. We told you that Le'Veon Bell wasn't going to be as good there as he is at Pittsburgh because you got no O-line.
Yeah,
it's killing.
Got to fix the O-line, especially for a young quarterback.
Corey Widmer.
No, I've never heard of Lawrence Taylor, MH. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I think there's a little sarcasm here. For the $2 super chat, you can't forget about it. He says, how did DeAndre Baker shut down Chris Godwin? He's a beast. Well, let's be and to be fair, Redskins didn't have many good receivers either. But let's be positive here, right? He was awful the first 2 weeks, and he's played well. You haven't heard the guy he's guarding's name at all.
Didn't Chris Godwin have a big game against the Rams?
Probably did.
I think he did.
He had a big year going into the Giant game.
I think he had a big game against the Rams. Maybe he's being serious. I don't know Cruz on.
I don't think he's serious. I think that's so. I think I'm in sync with Cruz on. He's very sarcastic.
He is, but I'm telling you, Godwin has not been bad.
Yeah. No, never heard of Brandon Jacobs, Jeremy. Do you clap for every super chat? I do not. I haven't clapped once, have I? But I'll clap now. Ballantyne, yes, Ballantyne's gonna be. Ballantyne's been doing the kick returns, hasn't he?
Chris Godwin had 43 fantasy points versus the Rams.
There you go.
That's a lot. Maybe he was being serious.
Yeah,
because he was killing it this whole year. He did nothing against the Giants. That's because they just saw that shit fondue couldn't cover Mike Evans and just.
Yeah, David Wilson, first round pick, hurt. Who would you rather remove from Giants history, Lawrence Taylor or Eli Manning? Neither. They were both responsible for, or largely responsible for 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So how about neither? How about we don't remove either one? Where's Jeff Schwartz was yes. That I remember doing a video on that. Jerry Reese. Oh, well, there you go. He was serious. He was not sarcastic.
Was.
Cruzat, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, I was serious. He had like 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Well, I thought you were being sarcastic.
Yeah, no, he did. I knew he had a big game against the Rams.
Yeah, no, DeAndre Baker's played well. He's played well. Yo, what's going on? Jared Williams. He said, I said hi. Hi, Jared Williams. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Hi. Oh,
Speaking of, where's Bobby?
Bobby's on the phone. He's at a call-in show somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Ramey Phillips, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat. He says if DJ went in against the Bills Wednesday, we'd be 3-1. Damn it. I don't know about that. The defense was still playing really bad in that game.
It was.
Maybe. I can't say no. You know, the way that the team has played. I can't say definitive either way, if I'm being fair. But maybe. You might be right.
Jeremy's on Giants Wikipedia. Ron Dixon. I mean, of course I remember Ron Dixon. You should. He returned. He got our only touchdown, Super Bowl 35, and a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Jared Williams, by the way, he says, I get upset when I'm ignored. When there's, how many people in the chat?
266.
All right, when there's almost 300 people in the chat, we don't ignore anybody. It's hard to see people typing. You guys might think it's easy. It's not. Bad don't get attest to that.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not easy. But thank you to everybody for being here. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up or the thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, go into the description, and sub up Bad Dog Sports. Let's go Mets and G-Men. That's right, Brent. That's right.
Well, half of it anyway.
Who do you hate more, the Cowboys or the Eagles right now, Eagles?
The Eagles should have lost to Green Bay. I don't get it.
R.I.P. Conley. Yeah, that was... We could have
sucks.
Yeah, he was off to such a good start. 2 interceptions, got a sack last week.
Yep, sucks. He was off to such a good start last week.
And hopefully he gets back to full health. ACL injury.
Yeah.
Thought he could have been a really bright... He still could be a big, bright part of the future.
Yeah, that sucks.
The only game Godwin didn't... Yeah, Cruz, I remember doing the preview of that game, and he had 170, 180 yards coming into the game. He was the team's leading receiver. So Godwin's been really good this year outside of DeAndre Baker.
Yep. Rick Nash. I always love when Rick Nash comes here. Ranger great. He says Yanks him too.
And Matador, I'm going to let you go to sleep happy. He says, when I get ignored, I just keep writing until I get acknowledged, then I go to bed happy. I wanted to make sure you got to go to bed happy.
JJ Thriller, that's not close. The Cowboys are head and shoulders better than the Eagles. And Chris and I have said that the whole offseason, the whole season. Neither one of us picked the Eagles to win the division.
Yeah, we both had the Cowboys. Don't light fireworks in your hand. That is a lesson that every New York Giants fan should have learned. JPP at least taught everybody a valuable lesson.
Yes, he did.
Right? Safety.
Yes, he did.
If we continue to use Baker, I mean, there's a reason. What's going on, Brandon Rogers? Thank you for tuning in the stream. There's a reason that DeAndre Baker has been better, and you bring it up. You say if we continue to use him correctly, he'll be great. Yeah, at Georgia, he was press coverage. His entire time there.
He's aggressive. Let him do it. Yeah.
Let him be him. That's how great coaches.
Play to his
that's what they do.
strengths.
They put players in positions to succeed.
Yeah.
Montana or Brady, got to go Brady.
Yeah. Will Sam Beal ever play a snap as a Giant? Hopefully. Plasma Cinco. I'd like to see it.
Probably
sometime.
Not the way it looks. Yeah, don't play with fireworks, kids. Yeah, we got taught that lesson. What do we got? 12 more minutes, guys. We'll go. It's 11:48. We'll go to midnight. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. We do appreciate it. Got a packed show tonight.
Yes.
And, like I said earlier, in case you guys weren't here, we'll not be doing it Friday just because of the Yankee game.
Yep, so I got to do the Yanks.
Go over to Bad Dogs on Friday night. Go check out the Yankees.
Yeah, go watch me lose my... See, during the Yankees regular season game, not a big deal because there's 162 of them. So it's like, even the best teams are going to lose 60 games. The Yankees won, I think, 104 games, so we lost 58. It's a pretty good year. You lose a playoff game, you're going to see me get really ticked off because in a 5-game series, every one of these games is super important. So I'll be much more edgy for you people that like me when I get pissed off. You'll see that. Unless we win like 10-1, then I'll be happy.
There you go. First time here, going to come back. Steve X, man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for popping in. I assume you're from New York. I see the 718. Thank you for being here, Steve X, man. And, don't forget to ring the bell and do the same thing with Bad Dog. We do the same show every twice a week normally. Might not be doing it the next few weeks twice a week because he's got the Yankees.
The Yankees, right.
What's going on, Cushman? Thanks for being here, buddy. Cruz on, I'm with you. I like this Cruz on guy. Mets over Yankees.
Yeah, well, he's thinking with his heart, not his head. And I love Cruzon too anyway. It doesn't matter.
Austin Matos, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. What do you think about Valentine and Love not playing? Okay, good question. I mean, at this point, I'm happy that well, maybe Love should play. Our slot corner looked pretty bad this week.
Grant Haley looked really bad.
Yeah, Grant Haley looked pretty bad. But Valentine, I mean, the way Baker's been playing, you're not going to bench Jenkins. So the way Baker's been playing, that's why Valentine's not out there.
Honestly, I think part of it is those guys are still raw, and I think they need more development. Where DeAndre Baker was ready to come in and make an impact immediately. I think that's a big reason. Grant Haley has a year under his belt, and he did play very well last year. I struggled this year, but I think that's part of it. I think those guys are 4th and 6th round picks because
they're projects.
They're projects. So they've definitely played well in training camp, but again, it's a much different animal practicing preseason games as opposed to first string NFL action and speed.
One thing I'll say about Julian Love, I would not be shocked if Julian Love is playing safety before the end of the year. I could see Antoine Bethea getting supplanted at some point this year because they said, Julian Love was actually listed on the depth chart as a backup safety, not the backup slot corner, because he's capable of playing both. So I could see Julian Love playing safety before the end of the year.
Yep.
And thank you for the 6 thumbs up, City, for real. I really appreciate that.
Very nice.
Let's see what we got here. Love is going to play. Yeah, that's what I just said, Dwayne Basco. Yeah, I think he's going to play safety. NC Fire says Giants winning the Super Bowl tonight.
Nice.
Does anyone know what's wrong with Beal? I mean, he's always hurt. I can't tell you. Maybe he's got to get new doctors. I don't know.
AJ Green for the Giants? No.
Have you ever heard of Danny? I mean, wasn't he the assistant coach, Danny Cannell? He was the water boy.
I think Danny Cannell was the quarterback from Florida State that went and played for the Knicks. Isn't that him?
No, Jeremy, we wouldn't know who the quarterback was of our franchise. No, not at all. Thank you to everybody for being here, guys. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe, ring the bell, go in the description, and sub up Bad Dog Sports.
Do it.
Let's see what we got. Yankees on. Yeah, the Yankees always kill the Twins, and I'm a Met fan. I'll admit that. Yeah. I love and appreciate your videos. Toilet paper, quadruple garbage, Eric, entertaining and Bad Dog. They both stink.
They stink.
Q-Dog, thank you so much.
Q-Dog's the man.
Who's going to return punch? Jabril Peppers.
Yep.
I mean, he was supposed to be the guy that was doing it from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and he was out there returning them last week after T.J. Jones fumbled.
Yeah.
So.
Can the Giants hold off the Vikings defensive line? It's going to be a test. But I will say the Giants offensive line, three out of their first 4 games has looked great. They did a great job last week, didn't surrender a sack. They did a great job against a really good defense in Dallas. And they did a great job against the Buffalo Bills.
Right. They struggled with Tampa. Nate Solder especially struggled with but Bennett's got 10 sacks already. So it's not like Bennett hasn't killed. I mean, he's got 10 sacks. And he had I saw at least one where he blew around the corner, sacked off, and caused a fumble. So
he's on pace to break the record.
I think he's got 10 sacks, if I'm not mistaken. So I could have heard that wrong, but I could have sworn I was watching it. They said that was his 10th sack of the year.
So he's on pace for 4.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I could have said. I know he had 3 against us.
Wow.
So I've seen him have at least 4.
Wow.
He has 9. Tom says he has 9. Okay, he has 9. So I missed by 1.
So he's on pace for 36.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good in 5 games.
36. 5 games he's played?
No, it's 4 games.
4 games.
That's right.
Yeah. Vontez Burfict. I was actually going to make. I still might do that. An Around the League video tomorrow on the Vontez Burfict thing. That guy's been suspended. I was reading an article 13 times since he's been in the NFL. For some for PD, some for late hits, some for whatever, drugs probably. But I mean, crazy.
Yeah, didn't deserve to be suspended for the year. Sorry, it's a cheap hit, it's a dirty hit. Suspended for 2 games. You don't take the guy up for. It wasn't that bad of a hit. I mean, my God, acting like he killed the guy.
Yeah, it's
Jack
because of his
was
reputation.
Down his knees. He hit him late, and he hit him with his head. I mean, stupid, but to suspend him for the rest of the year for that, the NFL is really soft. I'm sorry.
It's because of his reputation. That's why.
So soft. I just,
Tyrone Wheatley.
Can't lower your head if you're a running back. Can't hit this guy. You can't do anything.
Yes, first round running back, Jeremy. We could do this all night. You want to keep quizzing us? We could do this all night. First round running back, Tyrone Wheatley.
Tyron Wheatley, isn't that the guy? Doesn't he make the Wheaties or no?
Yeah, he makes the Wheaties. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want me to really impress you, the next pick was J.J. Stokes to the San Francisco 49ers, wide receiver. You can look that up. Jay.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Should the Giants bring back Eli to the starting role for the Pat? No. They've moved on from Eli. Let's see.
They weren't the dude like 13 times. You know who he should have done that to? Is he should have waited. If he was going to get thrown out for the year, he should have waited till he played Juju Smith-Schuster, because Smith-Schuster hit him with the cheap shot, stood over him, and I always said Burfict is going to kill that son of a bitch. I thought he was going to kill him.
That's awesome. You found your chest friend there, Coach. Good stuff. Record prediction for the year. I said 8 wins at the beginning of the year. I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, I said 7, and I'll stick with that. Hope I'm wrong with that. I would like 10.
Yeah. You guys make it hard to hate the Giants. Well, we love our team, man.
Yeah, we do.
We love our team. Salute Giants fans. That's right, Mr. Finesse. Thank you for being here, buddy. Just move Eli to nose tackle.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Boltzstein. I'm calling him Jenkins this week. He picked off 2 passes and caused the third one. We're not calling him shit fondue until he deserves it again.
I'm calling him fondue.
Just keeping him in the back. Keep that in the back of your mind. Now, if you want to call Landon Collins, hashtag toilet paper, be my guest, because people do wipe their ass with Landon Collins. So,
guy on the left. I don't know if he's talking to me or you, because I don't know what. I guess it's me. He says, "Guy on the left, are you related to Chris Russo?" If you're talking to me, if you're talking to either one of us, no.
No.
But I would like to be. Maybe you get me a job.
Take some of my personality from the Mad Dog. I mean, my name is Bad Dog. That's not why. It's got nothing to do with that. It's a different story, but.
Yeah, I don't know.
I rant like Mad Dog Russo. I can tell you that much right now. I definitely do that.
The only thing Eli is good at this stage of his career is, and being a mentor. What team do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? I picked the Patriots at the beginning of the year. Patriots, Packers. Ruzzo, yeah. He's going against Diggs and Thielen. We're about to be calling him shit. I
hope not.
I hope not. It's going to be a tough matchup there, though. I bleed Giant Blue. Put Eli at middle. No. Eli to the Broncos. Yeah, right. No way we stopped out. Yeah, Dalvin Cook's going to be tough. But we're starting to move a groove with these questions. We got 3 more. We'll go 5 more minutes, guys. But thank you to everybody that was here tonight. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up or down. Subscribe, ring the bell, go in that description, and sub up Bad Dog. And if you guys want to post Bad Dog's link there, just to make it easier for everybody, please go ahead and do that.
MH always does that. MH. If he's still here. MH.
Who are some free agents we should get? Again, I don't want to Rick Nash. I'm going to answer that once I start really looking at it, and I know the cap situation, who we cut. Shaquille Barrett's a guy that everybody keeps saying, potential free agent. Right tackle, Conklin. Darrell Williams, possibly. That's the guys that come to the top of my head, but haven't done enough research on it yet.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook? I got to go Kamara.
Yeah, same here. Thank you, Senor. Thank you, MH. I knew MH would do that. MH. He always tells me you can follow me on the Twitters, too. You can follow me on the Twitters. The Twitters. I'll follow you back in the Twitters.
What's going on, Ryan Clay? Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Will we run on Sunday, Jim? Yes.
Oh, Cruz, you're on the West Coast? I didn't know you're on the West Coast.
Well, thank you, Brent. He says I just subbed.
Oh, thank you, Brett. Thank you, Brett. I don't know. Well, if you subscribe to both of us, I hope. Thank you. Yep. Darrell Williams has been awful this year. Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't seen him. I just know that was a name that was a free agent next year.
Yep. Hurts how Saquon is looking to beat the 48 weeks. Yeah, he's already out of his boot. We talked about it earlier. And he had the same type of injury at Penn State. He was out for 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be back in 3 weeks here, but he could be back. I forgot who he played week 8, but I would say that he could be back after that Cardinals game.
Yeah. You guys, unbiased, think the Giants got it. I don't know what that meant. Tom Brady was not that good last game again. No, he played bad against the Bills. I moved here in 2000. Oh, okay, Cruzon. All right, good stuff. Yes, it's up to you both. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Thank you.
What the hell? What happened to Alonzo Russell? A lot of Giants fans have been calling for the Giants to bring him back on the roster for a few weeks now. I don't think he's been picked up by anybody, to my recollection.
Yeah, I liked Russell, but again, when I looked at it and did that video a long time ago when they kept him and then they cut him, he really just didn't have a place in this team. They took Cody Core because he's a better special teams player. That's really all that was about.
Jose Rosado, have a great night, buddy. Thank you for and we're gonna be cold. What time? Yeah, it's midnight, guys. Guys, it is midnight. Thank you to everybody who came into the stream.
Much appreciated.
Cushman is just keeps going on about his chest buddy. I'm glad you met your chest buddy, Cushman. But thank you to everybody.
Is it Bobby Woodruff, Chris?
Well, yeah, it might be Bobby Woodruff. Gabe, Rick Nash, Danny Dimes, Cruzon, Jim Carroll, Jose Rosado, MH, of course, Chris Sinor, everybody, Cushman, Afghanistan, phenomenal.
Jedi, just
Ken. Thank you to everybody. Everybody who donated, everybody who hit the thumbs up, everybody who joined the channel, everybody that joined Bad Dog, Jedi, everybody that just popped in it all. Thank you to everyone that was here. Hopefully the New York Giants go out. Then, of course, we're going to have the Giants content throughout the week. Bad Dog will have his preview video up tomorrow and something else, so be sure to check that out. I, of course, will do videos because I'm a lunatic. So be sure to go on both our channels, check out our videos, go on our live streams. I may, because it's been requested by my subscribers tomorrow, may stream the American League wildcard game. We'll have to wait and see, but I'll definitely have a couple of videos up in the meantime. Thank you to everybody for being here. We do appreciate it. Bad Dog, as always, I'm going to let you close it out.
Yeah, well, if there's any Yankee fans out there, come join me Friday. We watch the Yankees take one step closer to the damn number 28. It's coming this year. Calling it right now. This team is special. We got a chance. It's going to be fun. Both of these teams have hit over 300 homers. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this. It's going to be fun. I hope you'll join me for that. But, as always, we can't do this show without you guys. It means the world to us, your support. It is fun as Giants fans now, after all these dark times, to see this team start to uptrend. And hopefully we can get this done against Vikings, get to 3-2. We get to 3-2, guys. We can start really believing that this team can beat some good teams, and we're moving in the right direction. It's a lot of fun. Again, we really appreciate your support, and as we get better, this is just going to continue to grow, and it means the world to us. So thank you very much. Chris, always thank you for having me on the channel. Much appreciated.
Thank you for thanking me, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you for thanking me for thanking you.
We'll do this all night. We go for another 2 hours doing this if you guys want.
But you guys have a great night. Like you said, check out our videos tomorrow, guys, and thank you for watching the videos as always. Thank you for your support. It means the world to us. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. For the entertainer, it's Bad Dog, and we are gone. Peace!